Bring in Committee to Unleash Prosperity co-founder and FreedomWorks chief economist, Steve Moore. I know that you read this piece that Janet Yellen wrote. It's quite frankly insulting, Steve. Modern supply-side economics is how she talks about this socialist spending blowout that has hurt real working Americans.
Well, that's right. And it does make Biden and Janet Yellen and the whole rest of the lot seem like they're completely out of touch, Dagan, with Main Street America. You know, people who are not living in the Beltway. You know, by the way, I live inside the Beltway. I hate to admit that. And things are just fine here. You know, everything's wonderful inside the Beltway. In fact, the worse the country does, the better we do here in the Beltway. And so, yeah, people are getting rich here. We don't produce anything, of course. And so you get this bubble effect that everybody in Washington thinks, well, gee, why is everybody complaining? And then when you get out to, you know, Sean, to Wisconsin, or you go to Minnesota, or you go to Idaho, or you go to Michigan, people are in a bad mood because they're financially stressed out. And the Biden policy, this is the most interesting part about it. The Biden policies are incredibly regressive. High-income people are doing fine. The lower income you are, the worse you're doing, which is exactly the opposite of the results they wanted.
But, Steve, they're hanging their hat on this. I mean, our clean energy incentives are making it cheaper for Americans to upgrade their residential energy systems and will keep energy costs lower over time. I mean, listen, people are like, I just want to be able to afford the current system that I have, and I'm having a hard time doing that, paying for my heat, my electricity, the gas in my car, the food that I put in my belly. They can't afford that. And Janet Yellen's like, we're going to make it cheaper with money you don't have to upgrade your electric system to be green? What?
Yeah, look, I mentioned this a couple weeks ago on your show, but it's worth repeating that we get, 60% of our electric power from natural gas and coal, and they want to get rid of that. Utility costs have not gone down under Biden, they've gone up. Look, wind and solar are incredibly expensive ways to get energy, and they're unreliable as well. So all you have to do, by the way, if you doubt me, is just look at California. That's the one state that's gone the greenest, and guess what? They have the most blackouts and brownouts. And the scary thing is that if they continue down this path of net zero meaning no use of fossil fuels, you're going to have blackouts and brownouts and higher energy costs all across the country in every town in America.
Sean mentioned all of the countries that have benefited from this spending blowout. What about the cronies? Yes. This is classic cronyism and economic fascism.
Yeah, look, I'm a free trade guy. I believe that it's important that we have trade, but China is also almost in a special category because they cheat, they lie, they steal, they're involved in espionage, they're involved in predatory trade practices, they steal our intellectual property. I think we have to put them in a separate category and get very tough on China. I mean, and look, whether you like Donald Trump or not, let's face it, Dagan, he was the first president in many years to basically call China out for the enemy that they're. Where were the Bushes? Where was Obama? Where's Biden on this? They don't seem to recognize that China is a real, true adversary of the United States.
You know, speaking of China, if the economy is doing so well, then explain this. American public pension funds have invested nearly $70 billion in China over the last 3 years, Steve. And again, this is not a zero-sum game, so money that is invested in China is money that's not going to be invested in the United States of America, in American technology, American innovation, American companies. It's going to China, but $70 billion on its way to China.
Yeah. By the way, China's stock market has not done very well lately, so that was a very smart investment for those retirement funds. But the other part of this is, that when we did the Trump tax cut, when we did the deregulation, the pro-American energy policies, we were bringing money back into the U.S., Sean. You know that we were attracting it like a magnet, and that's how we got all the jobs. Now, under Biden, the flow out of the U.S. is happening, and it's going to countries like China that are our enemies.
Steve, I want to move on to this. Biden said the quiet part out loud. In Wisconsin yesterday, he has zero problem defying the nation's highest court. Listen to this.
And folks, by the way, I went to the Supreme Court to eliminate student debt that was out there. And guess what? The Supreme Court ruled against it, but I still got 136 million people's debt relieved.
All right, it's not 136 million. Only 40 million individuals have student loan debt. But here's my beef among many.
Dagan, he has a little trouble with numbers. You know, let's just remember that.
Here's my beef, and here's the beef. What makes so many people mad? 88% of Americans don't have any student loan debt. He is kowtowing and sucking up to now 12% of these elitist pricks who went to college, who went into debt or didn't pay their own way.
Well, look, there's so many layers that we could talk about here, but the most important one is, with all of this debt forgiveness that they're talking about, you don't have to pay your rent, you don't have to pay your student loan, you don't have to pay your credit card debt. I mean, we are becoming a nation of deadbeats. You know, we're rewarding people for not paying their debts off. Now, here's another thing. Did you see the story that now more and more Americans are not paying their student loans? Gee, I wonder why that's happening. I mean, you're kind of a fool if you pay your student loans, because the government's going to pay it off for you. And by the way, I warned of this when Biden announced this a year and a half ago. You start paying off people's debt for them, nobody's going to pay off their loans. Dagan, I want somebody to pay my mortgage. Do you think Uncle Sam will do that?
But this is the problem. You have Democrats that continually talk, Steve, about democracy and the threats to democracy.
Yes.
Well, the American democracy has a separation of powers.
Yep.
You have an executive, you have a legislative
Yes.
branch, and you have a court.
Yep.
And the court said you can't do
Yep.
it. And Joe Biden flaunts to my good people in Wisconsin, I know they said no, but I did it anyway. And at the same time, I'm going to talk to you about how great our democracy is and how I'm going to defend it. It's bogus.
Well put. You know, you're exactly right. And, you know, can you imagine if Donald Trump said that? I'm defying the Supreme Court. I'm going to spend money without the authorization of Congress. They'd have another indictment against him. They'd want to throw him in jail for another 100 years. And so the double standard here is outrageous. The Supreme Court has said he can't do it. The Congress has not authorized the money, and he's acting like he's a dictator, and he can do these things. Let's get back to the separation of powers, which is what makes our country great.
That's right.
Amen. Steve Moore, great to see you, sir. Thank you so much for being here.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas, Steve.
Yeah, take care.